and gentlemen,
Good morning!
Welcome to Good Morning Wrestling with your host Samuel Lyon on the Sports Jedi Network Heel of the Ring podcast, your morning fix on the world of pro wrestling. WWE Raw, SmackDown, NXT, TNA, AEW, Evolve, MLP with hot takes, reviews, rumors, opinions. Tune in, let's start your day by getting over and feel the force.
Please hit the like button, share and subscribe to our channel. Watch along with live wrestling events on Heel of the Ring playback app. Follow Samuel Lyon at SamuelEkPay7 on the X app.
Hello and welcome to Good Morning Wrestling with your host Samuel Lyon. Today I look so rough. I look so rough this morning. I look crazy. Well, it's been a crazy day. I know it's morning over there for you. It's been crazy. I love the opportunity to be here this morning with you, and I hope you are having a great morning. We came pretty. I'm not even gonna waste much, but we came in a pretty bit late. But it's still Good Morning Wrestling as part of the Heel of the Ring podcast here on Sports Jedi Network. I'm so elated to be on here live, and we have a whole lot of things to get into. But I really want to, come in here, give the tea, run into things and all of that. And the show today would be pretty lovely. It will be obviously this week. It's WrestleMania week. Whoa, it's WrestleMania week. This past Monday we had Monday Raw. Last night NXT. Obviously, Chris did a nice, beautiful job. I'm very sure the stream was on last night on playback. Sport Jedi Network. I know the stream was on there live, and if it wasn't, Chris. Shout out to the host, the founder, the man that runs the place. Yes, Sakev, for everything he does and the great job he's been him and the team are doing. I know the UFC stuff has been going on here on the Sport Jedi Network channel, so you need to check our YouTube channel. And this is Good Morning Wrestling, which I was Samuel Lyon. Today's show, we are gonna really get into some key things. It's been a slow news week. Basically, this is the WWE week, actually. The WrestleMania week is WWE week. So everything is kind of, although we had crazy news coming in for the week, but basically the week, as I know, we are just kicking off the week. So I believe things will pick up as of today, Wednesday, up to next week. Things will be picking back up really well. So I believe before the next live show, the next live stream here on Sports Jedi Network as part of as our Good Morning Wrestling show, by Friday when we have a lot of things to get into, and I'm looking at something to see how we could have a good morning show for the remainder of the weekend. That sounds crazy, right? That sounds crazy. Even me saying it, it sounds crazy. So I know we would do for Friday. We do for Friday. And Saturday is our weekly wrestling review. Everything will be reviewed on Saturday. So by Saturday, we'll be doing a great review. By Sakev will post that. And hopefully I join. And if I don't, Chris will. He's always been a staple of the show. So, but on Sunday morning, and some of us will be in service and everything. So we're looking at, that will be, that should be the best Good Morning Wrestling that will be on Sunday. So I'm just looking at something. I haven't gone through this, but like I would love to, get something doing just for, I mean, for being a little bit late today and all of that. So it's just like a whole damn scenario looking at it. And also in the aspect of being, with the week, though, yeah, it's just a whole lot. I can't wait to get into everything. I love the fact that, oh yeah, yeah, just like I said, we have a whole bunch of presidents this week is gonna be lovely. So obviously we all need to get into this. And if you did not know, we are looking for talented women in the world of professional wrestling. The host, the founder, the man, yes, Sir is ready to get into it with you to help produce, to help work on graphics, to help, work on the creativity of the show and everything. You just have to, clean up that mic, dust it up so well, and give your opinion. We need the female voices in here. And if you think maybe you don't understand it well from me, you could hear it from us. Here we go.
Sports Jedi Network, the Hell of the Ring podcast, is wanting to start and bring on the channel a women's wrestling podcast. We love to keep growing our audience, looking for eager, dedicated, insightful commentary and unique takes on wrestling news. We're impactful voices in the podcast arena. If this sound like you, please reach out to me and we want to create wrestling content together. Email me at bxjedi76@gmail.com or DM me at bxjedi76.
Welcome back to Good Morning Wrestling. Welcome back to Good Morning Wrestling. Today we have one thing about the show. In as much as I love to break down the matches, break down the happenings, break down the matches and breaking down the shows. But Good Morning Wrestling is basically a show where we try to touch everything. We do a whole lot of breaking down of every show, every show in the world of wrestling on this channel on Saturdays during the Saturday stream. That's why you see us go 2, 3, sometimes almost 4 hours here on this channel because we want to get into everything. And Sakev does a great job in breaking it down with Chris and or occasionally me. And it's something that he's so passionate about. And if you've ever joined our stream, which I will encourage you to, you would see that we've done or he does a great job. Chris does a beautiful job. Shout out to Chris. They do a beautiful job there on that show. They're on the show, and most time occasionally I'm a part of that. So I always feel the need to not come in here and sit down and break it down because I know we are going to do that. Obviously, we will have two more voices. Most times, they will come and break it down so well. So I try for people to to come in, touch on things, give the opinion, try to patch it up a bit, and then on Saturday we do a full breakdown. So when you come on the show, just kind of like to grab your coffee, grab your cold water temperature if you're on water, just kick start if you're at work, just plug in and okay, let me hear what's going on Good Morning Wrestling here on Sports Network. So it's just basically a show for the fans where I come in here to like break things down and just try to do a touch up and not fully go into the in depth because obviously it's early, it's the morning, so obviously you need a little bit mild. So I'm not really going in all full blown. So today I'm just gonna do just basically what the show Good Morning Wrestling here as part of the Hill of the Ring podcast here on Sports Network is all about. It's all about me just coming here to give it. I look so rough this morning to give it off so crazy. So I'm so elated to actually be here this morning. So to not waste further down, so would love to get into it. So this past Monday Night Raw at Sacramento, California was a great show. I don't know for me, I came out of that. I was like, we just need to get straight to WrestleMania. Like, I just can't wait to get into the festivities. I just want to get to the Hall of Fame. I don't even want SmackDown anymore. Like, I am
Heel of the Ring podcast invite everyone to join our action-packed watch-along shows reactions and see the events on our Playback TV app. WrestleMania Weekend Showcase of the Immortals. First event to kick things off Thursday night, April 17th. Total non-stop action wrestling. TNA Unbreakable 2025 PPV. Friday night confirmed lineup for WWE SmackDown, April 18th, 2025. John Cena to appear. Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. WWE Tag Team Championship match. The Street Profits, C, versus the Motor City Machine Guns. Chelsea Green, Alba Fire and Piper Niven versus Zelina Vega, Kaden Carter and Katana Chance. WWE NXT's Stand and Deliver 2025 approaches on April 19th at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Fans are eagerly anticipating a card that delivers, pardon the pun, before WrestleMania 41. Confirmed matches. NXT Championship Triple Threat. NXT Women's Championship Fatal 4-Way Match. NXT Women's North American Championship Ladder Match. NXT North American Championship Match. NXT Tag Team Championship Match. WWE takes center stage with WrestleMania 41 the focal point of the action from Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. Night 1 Roman Reigns vs CM Punk vs Seth Rollins. The triple threat match will headline Night 1. WWE Women's Championship. United States Championship, LA Knight, C, vs Jacob Fatu. Jade Cargill vs Naomi. World Tag Team Championships, The War Raiders, Eric and Ivar, C, vs New Day. Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, El Grande Americano vs Rey Mysterio. World Heavyweight Championship, Gunther, C, vs Jey Uso. WrestleMania 41 2025, Night 2. Undisputed Championship, Cody Rhodes, C, vs John Cena. Rhodes vs Cena will close out WrestleMania 41 Night 2. Women's World Championship, IYO Sky, C, vs Bianca Belair vs Rhea Ripley, a triple threat, Women's World Championship match. Intercontinental Championship, Braun Breaker, C, vs Penta vs Finn Balor vs Dominic Mysterio. Damian Priest vs Drew McIntyre. WWE Women's Tag Team Championship, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, C, vs Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. AJ Styles vs Logan Paul. Join our broadcast team for in-depth commentary and analysis of every match.
Welcome back. Welcome back to Good Morning Wrestling here on Sports Jedi Network as part of the Heel of the Ring podcast. This is still Samuel Lyon. I really wanted to, go back on the break there to show you the things that we are expecting this WrestleMania weekend. This WrestleMania week, actually, people are flying in Las Vegas as we speak. I know the crew, everybody has been, the wrestlers are moving in. It's gonna be a huge week for podcasters, for content creators, for business people, for wrestlers, for the company, and for the entire world of wrestling, for other promotions outside of WWE. This is actually one of the biggest week for a wrestling fan. It's as if we walk all year lead up to this moment. If you are a wrestling fan and wrestling is what you love, this is like the most important week of everybody's life, for the wrestlers and for the fans and business people, those that don't even know anything about wrestling business, but they understand what it means to make money. This is the week for you. So Las Vegas is the state. Las Vegas is the place right now. That's the hottest place right now because everybody is moving into Las Vegas. They say everything in Las Vegas is available. But Triple H told us this week on one of the podcasts that we're going to talk on and going to go into that everything that happens in Las Vegas is going to be worldwide. And someone did dropped a full list, like there was a graphic that was trending on the IWC this I believe that was yesterday, and the person was actually did like a graphic of like everything that we had to expect this week, like from Monday Night Raw till like the final event for the week. And someone was like, really, who's gonna consume all of this? And someone was like, that's me. And I if you check that ad on my ex page handle, you would see the post. I reposted it. I'm like, that's gonna be me because I'm literally gonna consume everything. And I know for some fans that's gonna be the story. So just to get into some of the key things on Monday Night Raw, I would really that we have a graphic to pull up here because we have a lot to get into. This show is gonna be one that I'm really proud do, and I'm honored to be here live today. We have a lot to get into, so we are getting right into it. So here we go. Here we go. This is like the morning tea here on Good Morning Wrestling, the morning team. So at top of the page, you would we I know you are seeing Cody, and we also have Gunter. I need to see who I would want to go with first, because that would be amazing. Okay, so for me personally, I would want to go with Gunter. Gunter came out and gave that that definitely has to be one of Gunter's best ever promo. Like, his marathon came in, you saw the passion. He did kind of what Jay did, and I'm gonna tell you my feeling on Jay and why I did not actually like the fact that Jay came out. I wish I not get to see him. He said what he had to say. He said his mind, and I did not have to see him today. Sorry, on Monday. He did not have to come out there and do all the whole year. I was like, for the fans in the audience, and I will get back to this comment because of what the one of the comment that Triple H made that make viral moments. The fans in the arena, you I will tell you, Sam, if I was the one in Sacramento in that building with Jay coming out, I'm not gonna feel the way I would feel I'm feeling now watching on my screen, because I would be all, even at home I was some low key eating, but I was like, but bruh, I need to see him go into. I needed to see because what do they say about perception? Is the last thing they see. It's all about what they see last, right? I wanted to see that the last memory I see of Jay is when he told Gunther, "I'm gonna pray, and I'm gonna pray to God to ask forgiveness that the man you would see on WrestleMania, or the man is gonna become at WrestleMania during that match." So I really, really, really would didn't really like the fact that Jay did come up. But let's go to Gunter. Gunter saying he called his mother, calling his mom to, as we move closer to WrestleMania 41 match with Jey Uso, he went black. I love the fact that he went all black too, because Gunter is the ring general. Has always been known with the black and white, with the black and white theme and all of that. So to see him come out there and also say, okay, well, you want to call your mother? I've called my mom too, and I'm gonna make my own phone call too. And he's gonna make sure that the other twin blood will be on him. So like he will bet in it too. So this really gives the whole scenario that we need the urgency, we need the passion. What Gunter went to LFG to do the other day, we need that Gunter, and we need that J too. We need the J that would say, this man literally almost killed my twin. This man literally made me, like, my mom called me, and my mom was intense. Like, it was like a crazier scenario for him. So we need him. We need them to prove this one of the most predicted, if not the most predicted match of this WrestleMania card. Everybody knows, everybody wants, everybody needs Jay to walk out of WrestleMania 41 World Heavyweight Champion. Now, we can only speculate because of what the story we've gotten from the history that we have. I mean, this man literally beaten Jay 3-4 times. So are we going to do that again? That would be so devastating. But if we are going to do that, how can we get there that we as fans will look at it and will be like, yes, we are cool with what we got? Like, it was just a whole crazy scenario, and you looked at that moment and you saw him go out there and say his mind, and you saw Gunter in the. I mean, we've all seen Gunter in so many emotional trauma before. We saw some a low key this from him and Sami Zayn building up to last year's winner as the Intercontinental. Wow. Gunther went into WrestleMania 39 as the Intercontinental Champion and came out victorious with Sheamus and Drew McIntyre. He went into last year against one of the best baby faces in the history of baby faces for for the Triple H administration, call back to NXT Black and Gold, and he got defeated because he questioned him, he doubted him, he looked down on him, just like he does his opponent. But Sami Zayn was way more than any other, just like kind of like a callback from Chad Gable. And this is the same story that is playing back here. But this is the first thing that Gunther is going in. I'm like, okay, this person has literally won me. I've seen it. I saw it in his eyes, and I'm not going to play with it. So Gunther is going to this match not like, oh, I'm gonna kill him, I'm gonna finish him and everything. That's not the idea. Is idea that he's shown us and told us as of Monday. He is going there, telling us and showing us, I'm not gonna go there and play. I'm not going there to go and joke around. I'm going there and it's going to be the ring general, it's going to be Gunther, businessman. I'm going there to take care of business. It's not the Gunther that, oh, the cocky one, the one another. I got this. I got this. You don't have to worry. I got this. This is not who we have going into this match, because that Gunther would have just, that was the, if Jay did not give that promo as of Monday, the Gunther we would have gotten would have been the one that came out last week with the suit, with the red tie to signify the blood and all of that craziness. And he would have just easily just walked in there, around the cockiness and everything. But no, the one we have now is the one. And okay, yes, I understand that this boy, I can take care of him, but no, I need to understand that this is another version. I have, I've woken something that I should be worried about. But he's not coming here to say, oh, I'm so afraid, I'm so scared. No, it's the Gunther that is going in here with his full confidence, with his full armor, well prepared, well prepped, and well arranged. And he's going in there to take care of business and to make sure that Jay doesn't walk out champion as of WrestleMania 41. And that alone can be so crazy to look at. And I love that. And to see Jay come out and, Jay, and that shit was announced to me. So at this point, I am ready. I am ready for the ring general to. I'm ready for the ring general to. I'm literally ready. So I don't want to see no more promo. I don't want to see no more brawling. I just want to see these guys. Next time I see them making their entrance after the video package, WrestleMania 41, boom. That's what I need to see. So before we get to the next one, we just have to quickly go on this break, and then we'll come back. We'll go straight to the next thing here on the show. This is still Good Morning Wrestling with your host Samuel Lyon, as part of the Heel of the Ring podcast here on Sports Jedi Network. Thank you. We'll see you after the break.
Acknowledge.
So welcome back to Good Morning Wrestling. This is still Samuel Lyon, yeah, on the Sports Jedi Network. This Good Morning show is a part of the Heel of the Ring podcast. We have the great show on Saturday, the weekly wrestling review. So as part of the podcast, this is the Good Morning Wrestling that I do to break down some key things before we get to our main grand show on Saturdays here on this channel and this network on Sports Jedi Network. I'm so grateful to Sir Kev, the host, the founder, the man that runs the place, and also shout out to Chris and all of the crew that makes this channel work, that makes this network moving. We have our MMA, our UFC, and NFL, the NBA, everything, the Knicks, everything. This network does a great job to keep the lights on, and we are so grateful to do that. So this is still Good Morning Wrestling, and sorry for the quick break that we took there to handle some of the technical difficulties that we got in on the show. So we are still back here live. Thank you for hanging on with us this morning here on Sports Jedi Network as part of the Heel of the Ring podcast. Yeah, live on the show. We are gonna just go back to our conversation and I would love to start off with a champion and end with a champion. So if you look to the graphics on our morning top tea here on the show, you would see the Triple H graphics. He was on two podcasts, the high performance podcast and also flagrant podcast, and it was a whole bunch of conversations that was on that show, and I have a core couple of excerpts to get into, and would really love to get into that with you. But I would let me just address the Bianca, the Rhea, and I love exactly what they did with the girls. What they did with the girls was what I was expecting them to do with not don't give me J. I love the fact Gunta came out. Yeah, addressed it. I would have loved the same thing. So what did they do with the girls? You see how Bianca came in. She gave her own part of the story. The way she what she says, talking, she talked her own, and she said how she be different, paving the way. She can be different to pave the way. So it's also like a whole lot of craziness. And you see Rhea Ripley come out the same thing. Rhea is out there to get her receipt. EO is going to be out there to prove a point that, oh, you don't mess with people like that. You don't mess with me. You don't disrespect somebody, even if you don't respect them. You don't disrespect them in their face. And she feels disrespected, and she wants to go out there and prove a point. And that's exactly what I wish everybody would have to do. So the girls are ready. You see that we had none of them on the show. You saw that beautiful video packages they put through, and what a great match by Liv Morgan and Bailey. I watched the match with my godparents, and like after that match, my godmother looked at me like, Bailey is so back, and I'm like, even me as someone that's been watching for a while, when it comes to Bailey, I'm gonna confess, most time I'm like, okay, this is where we go to get some a couple of what get water to drink or get a couple of things back to watch the show and everything, because it's Bailey, right? But from the beginning of the match, like you got hooked. The ladies went out there and cooked. Funny enough, funny how Miz will use cook in his conversation. Like, "Hey, we're gonna come here and we'll cook." I'm like, Miz, we know you don't cook shit. You've not been cooking anything all these years, and it's been crazy to so to see those ladies went out there and they cooked, and I loved it. The story, everything was just apex, and a great match by them, obviously with Bailey and Lyra, cheating to win and everything. But I mean, you have to pay them back, right? My one of the things I wanted to call out was the Karrion Cross situation. I'm like, I for one, I tried to what I was really intrigued in Karen Cross being on the show, because I was like, it's been long me seeing him live on another. He's always having uh, the b- the the backstage altercation. He's always been interviewed by Katikeli or Redmond, and it's just like a whole lot of things. So you're like, oh, he's having a match, and I'm like, what's going on with Karen Cross? Like, I'm like, was that Karen Cross? Like, I really kept asking myself, and I'm like, oh my god, I don't want him to get fired. Like, I'm worried about him. I know we did something on him on this show a couple of weeks back when we heard that he was on a contract here, and we're like, oh, we wish he can be on everything. So this was like his first coming out party, his first coming out party in a match, and I'm like, I wish he did more. I know you don't want to get out of the story arc where like we need to focus on AJ and Logan Paul, but I just wish Karen was not like a stepping stone. I know in the story he was like wanting to be like a stepping stone, trying to like remind AJ of who AJ is, like being ruthless and all of that. I get the whole thing, but I was like, it still came off so not so like I really I was like, damn. I wanted more from him. I like imagine AJ is the one that has the story here at WrestleMania, but like I was really interested and intrigued in wanting to see what Karen Cross can do and how he can best better himself. Like it was just like a whole lot of craziness that was going on there, and I just wish he had more to give me. And I'm like, was that Karen Cross? Like I wasn't impressed, and I was like, damn. It was just a whole lot. and Rollins with the shield chair. Rollins is definitely right with everything. Like I know I want to get down on this with the on the show on our Saturday show. Don't miss our Saturday weekly wrestling review with Sakev. That's gonna be great because I know he's gonna break down. Yeah, he's gonna be so interested in this. But to just touch on that, like I went in there, I'm like, is this our main event? At some point, I'm like, I just wish it was Gunther and Jay now. Looking back on how I wish Gunther and Jay, like, because I'm like, it's as if it has now turned to a love fest. Um, the story arc now has centered mostly now on Paul Heyman, and Heyman almost made the morning top tier today on the show, but I did not do that. Heyman almost made it, and I'm like, we can as well just put a man on the pole and hang him up there and let these three men fight, because I'm like, wait, what? It has turned to a wild love fest here on as the part of the main event. So it's just like a whole lot of craziness. Um the minimum age, okay, we have a chat here. Boy, Dory TF. Oh, he said, what is the minimum age to enter WWE according to you, sir? Because I want to train from now on. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I believe it's 21. 21 is the minimum age, if I'm not mistaken. But I believe it's 21. I don't know if they've shrunk it down to 18, but I know for sure it's 21. And you could as well look it up. Go to www.com, www.com, and you can get more details and everything. Oh, it's 18. Oh, I know, because okay, maybe 21 is if you are outside the US, so they could bring you in. I don't know, something because I believe with Rhea Rhea Ripley did say something. Rhea Ripley did say something on that when she was back there in Adelaide, Australia, training and everything, doing all the work she could do and everything. And when WWE came in and they met them and everything, and obviously had interest in her, and I believe at that time she started at 17 or so, if not earlier, but they could not, and they were like, okay, we'll come get you when you are 21. But she went to Japan. Okay, there's a I am oh, okay. If that's so, then 21 might be, you have to train more. I don't know if Japan is close to you, the dojo. Like, you should try and see like the wrestling schools that are available to you, like the training centers that are available to you. You try and because if it's a dream and a passion of yours, you need to put in the work, and the work is crazy. The work is difficult. The work is mad. The work is the work. So you need to go out of the way. Like Rhea, I'm using Rhea now as a point of reference because she was from Australia, and we addressed the documentary, the series, the podcast, whatever you want to call it, by Stephanie McMahon, Stephanie's Places, that heard last Wednesday. I know another one is coming out today, and the one that was announced, she explaining that, oh, she even had to go to Japan for 3 months, stay in the gym, clean up after everything, and had thank you, boy WTF. Like, she had to stay in Japan, all of that, just to make she came back to Australia, put in the work on the shows, did everything. So it's a whole procedure. So you need to check out wrestling schools close to you. You need to check out availability and your capacity on how to get yourself enrolled in a school, train, try to get yourself, market yourself. Social media is now available. You can market yourself anywhere. Market yourself, be a part of shows around you. Check independent promotions and shows around you that you could be a part of. And if you are really good, even if you are still in the process, you get opportunities. Try to put yourself in the best way to win, in the best way to have opportunities. I know for sure it's not easy, But if it's something you really want, I'm talking to you directly now. If it's something that you really want, you need to put in the work. You need to try and push. Sometimes and you also need to have the support of people. You need to have people to support you, people, the support of people around. You need to have your community. You need to have your crew. You need to have, when I say your crew, if your parents are supporting you, your friends, your family, your coach, like, you need to have those crew, because those are the people that you would fall back to when you feel like you can't move on, or you can't get it, or maybe it's taking too long for you to get your big break. All of this need to be in your consideration, and only you can't do it. That's the crazy. Only you cannot do it. So you will need you need a great support system with you. And I really hope you figure that out. And I would love to connect with you. I would love you to always check out the show. I would love to know the journey and everything. Thank you so much for chiming in on the chat to be a part of Good Morning Wrestling as part of the Hill of the Ring podcast here on Sports Jedi Network. And obviously, we have other shows that can be of interest to you, for you to keep, obviously, because this is what we love. We are wrestling fans. We are wrestling fans. We love this, and I really, really hope you can find your way, and you'll be able to get yourself enrolled, and get to those, and we can obviously get to hear from you, and one day be able to see you, watch you somewhere, watch things and promote, and be a part of your journey. Thank you so very much for chiming in. So yeah, I just wanted to just get that in there. Thank you so much. So to back on the show, um it was just like a whole lot of things. So there's a lot that happened on Raw that personally for me, the biggest the biggest thing on this Raw was a Braun Breaker. And my godmother hasn't been introduced to Braun Breaker before now. So when she watched him on the show, like, I was just trying to like give her the background of Braun Breaker and everything, and the whole she's like, so we've coined a name for Braun Breaker. We've removed the B from Braun's name to I, so he's now the Iron Breaker in our house. So in our home, you're like, Iron Breaker is on the show. Oh goodness! I'm like telling mom, like, if you are getting Braun, you need to make sure that you've either broken his arms or legs or something, because if you leave Braun laying and you don't take him out, I'm sorry for you, because when he gets up and he's still mobile, you are the one to blame now. So it's just like a whole crazy scenario here at home. Uh, this past weekend, this past few days, sorry. And it was just like a whole lot. So obviously, you can see Cody there. I would love to get to the Triple H aspect, because I can end with Cody and all of that. So before that, I would really want to before that, I really want to still remind that the Sports Jedi Network, under the tutelage and guardianship and the leadership of Sir Kev, we are looking for the great and passionate female wrestlers, not female wrestlers, actually. We would love to have female wrestlers one day on this network. But the female passionate pro wrestling female fans that would love to do a show, that would love to be a part of the show, that would love to be a part of the network. And we are ready he's ready, we are ready to be of support, to be of value, and to push, and to have the female voices and the female presence here on the network. And if you want to know how that is, then you can hear it from here as well. So this is it.
Sports Jedi Network, the Hell of the Ring podcast, is wanting to start and bring on the channel a women's wrestling podcast. We love to keep growing our audience, looking for eager, dedicated, insightful commentary and unique takes on wrestling news. We're impactful voices in the podcast arena. If this sounds like you, please reach out to me, and we want to create wrestling content together. Email me at bxjedi76@gmail.com or DM me at bxjedi76.
Yeah, welcome back to Good Morning Wrestling, and you've heard everything we had to say. So welcome back to Good Morning Wrestling. This is Samuel Lyon, as part of the Hill of the Ring podcast here on Sport Jedi Network. So we're gonna get back right into the conversation here on the morning top tea. And Triple H was actually on the High Performance podcast, and a lot was being asked of him, in terms of longevity, being longevity, the creative freedom, like the creative freedom, creativity, creativity, power, the position, the journey, like a whole lot of things. They got into a whole lot of things. I I really got into the conversation. Like I know he's in on this media tour and all of that, so he's just making the media rounds, and I love what I got. And he was being asked about the CM Punk. Obviously, everybody would want to about CM Punk, and ask about like their journey, obviously, because they this too, and he did have a lot to say about that. And I got some excerpts from it. From This is from High Performance Podcast, the High Performance Podcast that Triple H was on. And one of the key things he had to say that I was like, I need to put it out there for our audience, our viewers here to listen, and to that I can break that down for us here as I'm one of the morning top tea. So here we go, Triple H.
I'm a different person than I was 10 years ago when you were here. If I wasn't, I wasted 10 years of my life. I'm hoping you're a different person. If you aren't different, and you wasted 10 years of your life, I feel like I'm different. I think you feel like you're different. So let's forget all that shit that happened before. That was bad communication. Let's be open to each other. If you don't like something, tell me. If I don't like something, I will tell you. If you like it, tell me. If I like it, I will tell you. Let's work together. We've had a couple of moments since his return. Like there was one moment where to return, they told him something creatively, and they told me he does not like it.
And this one is I know I'm gonna continue because it's just like an excerpt, and I really wanted us to get into that conversation because it's one of those crazy scenarios that as a fan you would listen to. And I remember very vividly when CM Punk was supposed to be on to after he got fired from AEW with cause. On AW, everybody was, this is the high performance getting into he and CM Punk's relationship. And I remember vividly when Punk was being when we heard that, oh, Punk is being fired, but oh, WWE comes, but there's no way he can go back there with Triple H being at the helm of things. We know Vince is not back. There's no way that will get it. Punk is damaged goods. Punk is collateral damage. Punk is done and all of that. And that man made his comeback after 9 years. At that time, now 10 years. He got back. He got back there, and we're like, let's give it 1 month. It's gonna crash out. It's gonna go south, and it never did. So it was other people, fans who always we as fans, we love this show. We don't just want to watch when the show ends. We also want to get into like what are they doing? How are they living their lives? Not like we need to like, oh no, but in a way of like hope they are good, like hope they don't go in there because their mental health matters to some fans. At least for me, it matters. So, and you work with like, I know there are some days you wake up and like there's no way you can just go in there and get back in the game and all of that. It's just crazy for you. So to see him explain this from CM Punk, to say, okay, there were days that this was him trying to explain one of the times that creative went through to CM Punk, say, okay, this is what is gonna happen with you, this is what you're gonna do and everything, and he did not like it. Obviously, sometimes because not everything you would like. So these are the moments that we as fans would always want to be like, oh, how was this way you want to be like a fly in the room. So how was that conversation? So how were you able to handle that? So this is the Triple H actually trying to explain how they did go to tell him, okay, we want you to do so. This is what you need to do and everything. And he said, I ain't doing that. Like he's not interested. And then he went in to go talk to him. Oh yeah. So he said he was cool with it. And he was like, they've obviously they would tell me they've told me that you don't like it. And this because you are still trying to go through what I believe you could hear from the man himself, but this is like him trying to unravel that part of like there's sometimes that in your life that you're not used to communication, or maybe you did someone that you never thought you were going to have something like this because people were such in a very crazy. And he said it best, like if you are still the man you were 10 years ago, then you've wasted 10 years of your life. He mentioned this on I believe there's a series that I did on Punk, and there's this one, Stephanie's Places, that this was also repeated too. And I think it's one of the points that Triple H always hammers. Like if he Paul Triple H Levesque is still the same man he was 10 years ago with CM Punk, maybe trying to go through ruffle faders, like then he also wasted 10 years of it, because he needs to understand that right now I'm a boss, right now I'm leading, right now I'm a leader. So, and we need to understand the fact that you are money to this company, you are valuable to this company. I value the fact that you are here because you make money for this company, you make this company better too. So I cannot allow my personal beef with you actually come ruin everything that is going on with me. We won't have a WrestleMania main event where we have the story that CM Punk is going into his first WrestleMania if you are not happy, if everything is not working smoothly between me and you, and if me I'm keeping my beef and letting it spoil and entangle with the show. So I loved when I heard this from him. And for pointers, you just get back for the another a little part of the conversation so I can wrap this up.
When I was like, what's going on? I told him the creative, and he was like, that's good, whatever. And I was like, you don't like it. Anybody told me. So like, let's be open. He's, well, so then he complained about what it was. And I said, okay, let's go come up with something good. Like I'm not married to that stuff. It's just a thought and an idea. And he was angry and he walked away from me. And then a couple minutes later, he came back. He's like, I'm sorry, I have post-traumatic stress disorder still from before. I forget that I'm not used to this process. I would love to sit down with you and be creative. And that sort of changed the paradigm shift for us relationship wise. And now part of like, it's a funny thing for me to even say, like sitting down and being collaborative with CM Punk is one of my favorite things in TV because he shares a very similar view at the end of the day of the business as I do. So it's like fun now for me. 10, 12 years ago, you'd be like, hey, you just sit in a room with an hour and collaborate with Punk. I'd be like, oh, I'm gonna pull my own teeth out, right? Now I'm like, oh, that'd be awesome. He's gonna be here tomorrow. Like he's gonna sit with us for an hour and do creative. Love it, phenomenal. Like because now riffing ideas is like it's the
So this was conversation with the hosts of High Performance Podcast, and they had like I love the fact that they handled that so well. And this was him talking about he and CM Punk's relationship and saying, I mean, if you had told him, you heard from the man himself like 10, 15 years ago, oh, you're going to be in a meeting with Punk, you like me painting about, no way. So this is it. This is the fact that this is one of the points that I try to get with people, because this show, Good Morning Wrestling, is just more than a wrestling show to me and to the host and founder of this network, Kev. We try to look at this show to be like, hey, this is where we bridge reality. This is where we bridge the everyday life. This is where we bridge the everyday emotion. We are not trying to get into the wrestling. Just try to see how we could, outside the box. And conversations like this that might not have made it to our weekly wrestling podcast as of Hill of the Ring podcast, we could have something like this happen here on the show. And like what you just finished listening and me trying to break it down is one of the bright spots of we having this show on air here on Sports July Network. So getting to hear that from him, and you see like the fact that yes, he got angry, he left. That was him. This him saying that Simple got angry and left because Triple H was able to, sometimes when you feel you are mature enough and you see someone else that is more mature than you, it aches you as a human. I wish I could do better. And I love the fact that he was able to handle that and come back and like, okay, I'm willing to sit down with you and talk about this. Obviously, I still have all of the craziness, the post-traumatic craziness going with me and all of that. So, but I would still love to sit down with you and talk about it. And they did that like the men that they are. And I'm not trying to throw shades, but this is the difference between TK and Age, because I don't know how things go down there. And from the look of things, I don't know how it outside works, because the first three years of this company of AEW, it was as if it was brotherhood, it was love first. It was like you could see everybody going out there and you see love, you see that they are willing to go out there and give you a show, and they're going to pour their heart out. That's what the WWE is doing now with their wrestlers, and everything feels like a love and everything. And you're like, so where did they go wrong? wrong over there? What happened over there? Why can't we get back to where we were a couple of years back? And it's just things like this. These are just things that I am like, and I never want to sit down here and tell you I want WWE to be the only company out there. I want them to be the only people out there. No, I also want variety. I also want other wrestlers to get paid, and TK pays them so well. But at the end of the day, I don't want to see them get paid and then they are not doing it. They are not being creatively. They are not growing creatively. They are not growing. Like the last time they grew was the last time they left. They left where they were not being fed well, or not fed well as in like food, but fed well creatively and growing career wise. I don't want to see you go out there and get 2-3 months of build and everything, and then you just sit at home and I'm like, where are you at? Where, these are the things. And yes, most times there will be issues. Yes, there will be craziness, there will be butting of heads and everything. But I wish more of clarity, more of communication, more of dialogue will be had between the wrestlers and the promotional heads. And in the AW side of things, TK is the one. He's the producer, he's the manager, he's the general manager, he's the president, he's the CEO, he wears all the hats. I sometimes wish, I'm like, does he sleep? Does he have time for himself? Because if you're not having time for yourself, how are you going to have time for people? Even if you have time for people, how are you going to do it with clear-headedness and everything? So it's just like a whole crazy thing. Like, I know it was about Triple H and everything that he was talking about Punk, but I just can't listen to that and not think about some of the mishandlement or mishandling or the craziness that has happened between TK and the other people, and it's just like a whole crazy thing. So not like butted on this. I know we still had more to get into on that, but before we do that, because I don't know why I keep going into this, but I just want to keep reminding you that Sports Jedi Network is really looking forward to having great female voices here on this network, and we'd love to have that. And if that's you, then you're asking, how can I get into this?
Sports
Here is how you
Jedi
can do that.
Network, the Hell of the Ring podcast, is wanting to start and bring on the channel a women's wrestling podcast. We love to keep growing our audience looking for eager, dedicated, insightful commentary and unique takes on wrestling news. We're impactful voices in the podcast arena. If this sound like you, please reach out to me and we want to create wrestling content together. Email me at bxjedi76@gmail.com or RDM me at bxjedi76.
Welcome back. This is still Good Morning Wrestling here on Sports Jedi Network as part of the Hill of the Ring podcast. It's Good Morning Wrestling, and we are still, as you can see, the morning top tea here with Samuel Lyon live on the show. We went in on the High Performance podcast. Shout out to those guys. They did a great. The host, they did incredible job. And for the Flagrant podcast, the Flagrant channel with over 1 point something, I mean, crazy. The guys are doing great there. And Triple H was also on their show, and they did go into blending of reality and everything. And this is where we had that controversial tweet, and like the internet is not real and all of that. I mean, but you had crazy, we had content creators go out. I'm like, but it was the internet that got Cody to where Cody was. I'm not saying Cody did not put in hard work, but we want Cody did not trend for days after the boo-boo phase that Cody did, and after The Rock almost, I know it's still morning, The Rock almost F Cody out of the main event for last year. If the internet did not go wild, I'm not sure the company would have been compelled. I know they'll come tell you, oh, we did it, but I believe the internet, the IWC, the fans, the audience, they all forced their hands and they said, no way. They changed their decision. So this is Triple H on reality, blending, and all of that. And we want to get into, and this is a bit much. So we'll pick and stop, and then we'll try and I'll try to break it down here on the morning top tea with Samuel Lyon.
And we're good. and we're good with it. So you're okay with not giving an audience what they want in the short term because the long-term payoff is that much more valuable. Look, sometimes you're wrong, but the truth is you know, you can't you can't judge the story you're being told by the moment in time you're in and how people are reacting to it, because hopefully if you're smart, you know where the story's going.
Yeah.
And if you believe in the story and the payoff, you're going to go through times where people are like, this sucks. I don't like this.
And you're okay with that.
Yeah. Because most people are saying this sucks, I don't like it, but tune in next week and see if they fix it, whatever, it's terrible.
How long can you stretch that out?
Yeah, it's the thing. And look, I'm not going to say we're always successful at it.
Right.
Nobody's got 100% batting average. I like to think we're pretty good at it, but you cannot panic.
Dude, there's the. Do you watch White Lotus at all?
Now this is where I would want to come in there, because when you hear him say this, I know we'll now have a whole lot. You notice that I took the mic up because I'm like, I need this one. I might go into a rant, so I need to make sure that my voice is being enhanced on the air. This is the one that personally for me you get to hear. And the first thing that came to my immediately I heard this was, the Dead Rider storyline with AEW. I know this is WWE. I need to stick with other, but I just feel that is just bad. It's just bad because no one is coming into every saying, "Oh, we this is so shit." Like everyone, like this is just so bad. Like it's dragging the ratings down. So I know for sure someone will listen to this and people will listen to it. There we go. No, we should not be mad at TK for the Dead Rider storyline that's been going on for almost 7+ months, if I'm not mistaken. That is different. This is not it. This is not what he's trying to say. If you think this is what he's trying to say, you are just joking, because that is just bad for television at this point. I sincerely, for me, I just feel so we have, oh wow, so we have oh wow, we have Surit all the way from Ikorodu. Ikorodu is a place in Lagos, Nigeria. My best friend is chiming in on the show. This is fire. Thank you so very much, Sweet, for tuning in. It's a badass photography. Great job with this videography. It's massive. Thank you so much for tuning in on the show, and I hope you can stick on. This is not back to what I was saying. Like, if you think when you heard what he's saying, that's not what it means. That's not what it means. So if if you're an AW lifer, I mean the sequel, and you think that's what you should be validated from what Triple H is saying. No way. That's not what it means to me when I listen to that. When I listen to that, I think to one storyline that I can pick up right now, the bloodline. Why am I? Because that's like the first one I need to go touch on now. There was a period in the bloodline storyline where we're like, Roman need to lose. We need to, I think there was a clamor with God in our heads. They need to end this now. No, but in a way of like, I think it's time for us to just move on from these. They withdrew. We're like, there's no way, Drew. We are going to Scotland, and Drew is not coming out of Clash of Champions, Clash of the Castle, winning. They beat Drew. There was even a point where like, we should give it to Logan Paul, because Logan Paul is a huge megastar. He's a huge superstar. Let him take the championship. Let him make tours. Let him go to podcasts. Let him do shows and take the WWE title. It did not happen in November during at that show. Sami Zayn was one of the, if not, I mean, Sami literally almost pushed Cody out of the main event. There was a scenario that it almost happened, and they were like, are they going to risk putting Cody and Sami in one ring and try to gauge? Because Sami was even more popular than Cody as of the time that his story became I mean, that moment where Sami hit Roman in the back with that chair, that is still one of the biggest Royal Rumble moments. You can argue with your mama on that. That's still arguably one of the biggest moments as of my own generation. So maybe you don't want to agree that it's a part of your own, but it was the biggest. And so therefore, there was a point that there was no way that Cody's going to go to WrestleMania because Sami has it, Sami does it. They proved that there was a way to tie that back in, and that comes with confidence, that comes with patience, that comes with believing in the administration. He has proven that he can always drive this home. And this year actually feels some kind of way. Like I told Kev on one of our weekly wrestling review, one of the Saturdays, you can go check it out. Our Saturday's review. Go just, if you have just chill back and listen to some of the things we talk. And I was like, Sir Kev, like this feels more like a transitional year for this company, WWE as a whole. So like, we've had some scenarios like, oh, we need to cut it. It's literally bad, but like to literally know how to blend reality and blend this thing with patience and all, it's just craziness. You could cherry pick the El Grande Americano with Chad Gable and all of that, and you could see that one. I'm like, oh, so they're like crazy, but like it's still part of the craziness. So like I love how he got into that particular one. So we should just um getting back into the conversation with trips.
All the seeds, and when they went to harvest, dude, it shut the internet down. Yeah, it was like the only conversation. So it's having maybe the balls to like put
Rock
those.
says it all the time.
Well,
You know, when he'll come in and they'll like, that was stupid. Rock did this thing, and he's like, just shut up and enjoy the ride.
You know, he knows what's going.
Don't get me started on
Yeah,
the Rock.
or we know where we're going to get it to, or we're confident in the fact that we will get this places it needs to go. Sometimes you're in the build for something, and people don't think that. And well, I wish they would have done this. We are going to do that, but I can't do it today. The thing's not for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
I got to do it down here where, like, you can't give them the payoff in week one.
Yep. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes, of course. It's as comics, we're all familiar with bombing.
Yeah.
Do you have any storylines or any
Yeah, so we'll just end it. So like that's the part that I always, if you're a fan of Triple H, not the wrestler, Triple H the administrator, Triple H the head of creative, Triple H the man that running the ham. If you look to NXT Black and Gold, I always do, even most times some ones I'm like, but I still always believe in, like, I'm like, it's Triple H. He might not he will drive this to where it should go. Like, it might not be what I would expect at the end of the day, but I might come out of there, oh, it was a great, oh, it was even better now, oh. But you see how I believe in him, or maybe until he starts fucking up. But for right now, he's not. I spoke French there, but right now he's not. So we should give him the reasonable that I hope he can do better by us. He can be better and all of that. And I really believe in this administration, and I want to see them do more and everything. But I still get the clamor and all this shit and everything. Like, as of right now, patience has always been one that we can still go with him up until he starts to really F up so much that we're like, uh-oh. I just believe, for as crazy as people will say this WrestleMania has been lackluster, I believe it's only true because of the whole craziness of like The Rock not being like not being into it fully, like the way we wanted him to be there to have a match. I mean, we had 2 matches that we expected from him this WrestleMania. Without either him and Cody was one of the top. I mean, they let the cliffhanger Raw after Mania. He handed Cody something. We wanted to see that story. Let them have that Rock Cody match, and we did not actually get that. Now, I don't know everything. Obviously, with him, with the movies and all of that, he's a big star. Fine. Would we have him WrestleMania next year? We don't know. Rock Roman is still out there. We still need it too. How are they going to get us there? Like, Rock was supposed to be the biggest, one of the, if not the biggest thing that ties this WrestleMania together. I don't know where it all went, with everything that's going on there and everything, but he still managed to get us a WrestleMania that we can look back and be like, okay, we'll be proud of. Because, like, look at the people that are in WrestleMania. Naomi and Jade are having a personalized female feud and a match at WrestleMania with no title involved. Like, and it's even Naomi's first ever WrestleMania singles match. I was shocked. I was like, but Naomi, there was one, but in Orlando, when she went in as champion, I was like thinking it was a one-on-one match with Alexa Bliss, only to realize that it was a 6-pack challenge. So, like, this woman has never had it. So people are getting opportunities because of, like, the biggest story did not really happen the way we thought. I mean, Jacob Fatu and LA Knight is being featured on WrestleMania. I'm not saying no, they would have never been, would have not gotten featured and everything, but I'm just saying, like, there are some stories that might not have been big, that might not be looking like it's very big for us in our eyes, but it's still something that we've been able to get because, like, the bigger stories, was pulled back. Is not happening. So we are not getting things, and we're like, I believe at the end of the day, we might come out of this WrestleMania saying, wow, we did not go into this WrestleMania with much anticipation or much, eagerness and everything, and much like, oh, WrestleMania. But my God, did we? I don't want to complete the sentence, but I feel that might just be one of these. I just hope that's the feeling that we'll get out of this. And I would love to end the show on this note, but we all know the craziness with the Jeff Cobb situation. Is he WWE bound? He tweeted on his ex a couple of hours ago before we started the stream here. I know he tried to share that the which underground gimmick he had there, but the Maria May situation has been going rampant. If it is, look, my own take on this thing, not just I don't want to like go deep on things because it's still Good Morning Wrestling. I just don't want to like get so greedy. I know we're gonna hit on this on Saturday, but like in terms of Maria May and this situation, money can be the case. Like if AW let this girl go, let this lady go, it will be something that I don't think it will look good on them because I know Tony has this money in the vault to give to her and everything, but let it be that she doesn't want to work there, fine. And if she doesn't want to work there, I would love to get a I know they will never say anything. That's one thing with the comedy, they will never say anything. And I just hope like everything blows. I know it's still trending, it's still going out. Maria May, is she WWE bound? We don't know. She's still in her this is her career year and all of that. And is money the big? Obviously, money is always the big. Nobody coming. I know Stephanie Vaquer can be the exception here because she said AW offered her bigger money than NXT did, but it was the call she had with Shawn Michaels that made her. And obviously, she thought it was always the dream that made her, did obviously made her to come over to NXT and not AEW, collecting that big paycheck and going over there. And did it work well for her? As of right now, she's champion, so we can say yes, he worked. He's working out for her well. So we can't really pin it down now because she still have time to prove herself and everything, and she still has to get to the main roster. Uh, so yeah, we have a shout out from Hanson Terrell. Hi there, hi Hanson. Hopefully you're having a great morning. Welcome to Good Morning Wrestling here on Spotlight Network. Really grateful to have you on here. So that's like one of those because I know I was talking about was ending on the top tier here with Triple H and the Cody Rhodes and everything, the bloodline and all of that. And I think I want to tie it to the end with Cody as part of the morning tea graphic. And then you definitely saw it there. For Cody came out, had the titles being lined up, say at this point I am WrestleMania ready. Like there's nothing you would tell me now that I'm not already. I am ready to go. I'm ready to take this show on the road. I'm ready to watch these shows. I'm ready to get down greedy and dirty on this. And I really do like the promo he did and everything. And we know that Cena will be on the show this Friday. And we don't know what's gonna happen. I just wish we could have one appearance for The Rock. Let The Rock beat the heck out of Cody. Let him blade. Let him. I need that. I need that on Friday. Let him not even make it to the Hall of Fame. But I think they're not gonna do that because they need him to be seated there. Well, imagine Cody coming to the Hall of Fame bloodied and all, and like he refused medical help. He still wants to make the date. He still wants to come out, and he comes out there looking as rough as have them beat him up at the Hall of Fame. That would be cruel. I mean, crazy. These are ideas that are just coming into me right now. But uh, okay, so yeah, just what today is the TNA Wrestling Unbreakable preview. Is coming up on the afternoon. Amazing. So I believe this should be a breaking news for the Spotlight Network. If that is it, thank you so very much. So I know the preview. Oh, because the show is Unbreakable is tomorrow Thursday. I believe we would be on the stream on playback as part of the Spotlight Network. We'll be able to watch the show with the crew. You'll be able to watch the show with the crew, and you're able to feel the moment and taking everything. So thank you, Hanson Terrell, for this information. I hope we could get further more information on that because I did not have any idea on that. But to back on the show and everything. So I don't know how they're gonna do this thing. I still need to see. Maybe I don't. I'm over the. Maybe I'm not sure. Cena and Cody have had a brawl. Let them talk and get into a fist fight and everything. But I need Cody blooded. I need Cody beaten. I need Cody coming in like he he needs to get it. He needs to get it. He needs to get it. So before we call it a show, yeah, on Good Morning Wrestling, yeah, as part of the Hill of the Ring podcast, as part of the Sports Jedi Network, this is what you are to expect from WWE and the week that is WrestleMania week. And when we are back from the break, we will be calling it a wrap.
Heel of the Ring podcast invite everyone to join our action-packed watch-along shows reactions and see the events on our Playback TV app. WrestleMania Weekend Showcase of the Immortals. First event to kick things off Thursday night, April 17th. Total non-stop action wrestling. TNA Unbreakable 2025 PPV. Friday night confirmed lineup for WWE SmackDown, April 18th, 2025. John Cena to appear. Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. WWE Tag Team Championship match. The Street Profits, C, versus the Motor City Machine Guns. Chelsea Green, Alba Fire and Piper Niven versus Zelina Vega, Kaden Carter and Katana Chance. WWE NXT's Stand and Deliver 2025 approaches on April 19th at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Fans are eagerly anticipating a card that delivers, pardon the pun, before WrestleMania 41. Confirmed matches. NXT Championship Triple Threat. NXT Women's Championship Fatal 4-Way Match. NXT Women's North American Championship Ladder Match. NXT North American Championship Match. NXT Tag Team Championship Match. WWE takes center stage with WrestleMania 41 the focal point of the action from Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. Night 1 Roman Reigns vs CM Punk vs Seth Rollins. The triple threat match will headline Night 1. WWE Women's Championship. United States Championship, LA Knight, C, vs Jacob Fatu. Jade Cargill vs Naomi. World Tag Team Championships, The War Raiders, Eric and Ivar, C, vs New Day. Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, El Grande Americano vs Rey Mysterio. World Heavyweight Championship, Gunther, C, vs Jey Uso. WrestleMania 41 2025, Night 2. Undisputed Championship, Cody Rhodes, C, vs John Cena. Rhodes vs Cena will close out WrestleMania 41 Night 2. Women's World Championship, IYO Sky, C, vs Bianca Belair vs Rhea Ripley, a triple threat, Women's World Championship match. Intercontinental Championship, Braun Breaker, C, vs Penta vs Finn Balor vs Dominic Mysterio. Damian Priest vs Drew McIntyre. WWE Women's Tag Team Championship, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, C, vs Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. AJ Styles vs Logan Paul. Join our broadcast team for in-depth commentary and analysis of every match.
Welcome back on the show. Welcome back to Good Morning Wrestling. I'm your host, Samuel Lyon. Yeah, as part of the Heel of the Ring podcast, live on Sports Jedi Network. Shout out to Sakev, the host, the founder, the man that runs the place. Shout out to Chris and the crew that runs the UFC, the end of everybody that's hands-on this show to make the show this my show work, and also the other shows on the network work, and the network itself to move, and also social media platform, everybody following us, everybody doing great things on the network. So like it's just a whole lot. I'm trying to do the housewarming here, and I believe we had a shout out from answer. Is Bukati going to versus Bukati versus 12 on tonight? Bro, come on, nah. We don't. Swerve doesn't want that smoke. Swerve doesn't want that smoke, and there's no way Tony Khan is allowing that to happen on his channel. There's nothing. Buka is working for WWE. He ain't gonna risk that too. So it's just like a whole lot there. So yeah, back to thanking the crew. Thank you so much, everyone that makes this show work, make the network, keep the network and the lights here on this studio and this channel. Thank you so very much. This network lovely. Follow us on YouTube, follow us, subscribe to our channels, follow us on X, on Twitch, on Instagram, on Facebook, Sports Jedi Network. Subscribe, share, like, and please spread the word. We love you. We love you being a part of this. We have other shows that will be coming up on the channel later this week. This show will be back on Friday, live on Sport Jedi Network, live on this channel. So live anywhere you listen to us. If you watch us on YouTube, you're watching us on Instagram, you're watching us on Twitch, you're watching us on X, anywhere you're watching us, please keep sending the chats, still keep sending in the love. We love you for that. And then shout out to Sakev and Chris once more time. I love these guys so very much. I can't really thank them enough for this opportunity. And please Please let the sports be with you, and we'll call it the show. I love the fact that you all tune in here and you all chimed in. For everyone that made it to the show today, thank you so very much. This has always been lovely, me coming in here to give you guys the show. I love you guys being a part of this and having to be able to join me, and it's part of like the top T and all of that. I love you guys so very much. And yeah, and we can't wait. So yeah, WrestleMania will be coming up, and please, obviously you've seen everything that you are to expect on the show. You've seen everything you are to expect on the show, and it's gonna be a lovely one. The shows, the WrestleMania card is stacked. The WrestleMania card is stacked, and you've seen everything that you have to expect on the show. And thank you so very much once again for coming in on the show here live on Good Morning Wrestling with me, your host, Samuel Lion, and we'll call it a show today. See you on Friday morning live here on Sports Jedi Network. Thank you so very much.